back. You're still watching Foot Afrique, the only show that allows you to discover the African continent through its football. Still having conversations with my Nigerian maestro about everything that's happening on the African continent. And now we spoke about Kaizer Chiefs. It's only fair for us to talk about the Buccaneers. They had their preseason out in Spain. Are you impressed with what happened on their Spanish tour, or should I say European tour?
Yes, they beat Sevilla 2-0. That was impressive. And you know that they've signed up to 6 players. I believe they're going for their 7th player. And I've seen Jose Rivero actually play around with the formation a little bit on the tour. They managed 2 draws, 1 win, 1 loss in preseason. They played the likes of English Championship side Plymouth, Sevilla, Al Sadd. Also, they played in Granada. And for me, I think they're on the right path.
Yeah. Jose Rivero, what type of a coach do you make him to be? Obviously, he's on his way to being the 2nd coach in the history of Orlando Pirates to be there at Orlando Pirates for 3 full seasons. Amazing. I don't know why we haven't actually noticed that Orlando Pirates, doesn't keep coaches for more than 3 seasons.
Yes, unbelievable. And I was feeling like Sergio Almenara's departure, his assistant coach, was going to leave such a big void in the Orlando Pirates setup. But this coach has been making so many changes. He just recruited the former Stellenbosch video analyst who goes by the name of Devon O'Brien, and his specialist, also a new performance specialist in Rodrigo Augustin Araya. So they're new people in their technical setup, and I think that it's going to be a great season for Orlando Pirates. Also, they brought in the Angolan maestro on the wing there, an amazing player with the blonde hair. You know the man I'm talking about? With the dance move. Oh my goodness. His dance moves on the pitch is as good as what he can do on the dance floor, really, and is bringing something special to the Bucks.
Yeah, we wait and see as to how the Bucks are going to perform. As Adilani has alluded, they have beefed up their technical team. How ready do you think they are for Champions League, as we know that they are playing within the preliminary round of the competition?
Yes, listen, if they keep recruiting players, 6 so far, from what I've counted, 3 players have been promoted to the first team. I think in the CAF Champions League, they can really do a lot of damage.
Yeah, we wait and see. It's going to be interesting. Their first match is up against a team that plays in Madagascar. The Buccaneers need to win that game should they have any fancies or desires of going just a little bit further within the CAF Champions League that's set to start in August. Well, as I said, Paris 2024 is officially here. Yesterday it was the glitz and glam opening ceremony that is one that you never want to miss of any competition, but this one, I believe, is really monumental. Obviously, having the Paris Olympics, the Olympics going back to Paris yet again, it's always special when they're out there in Europe. But let me know, Adilani, as far as football is concerned, it didn't start yesterday. It started a bit before that. Why is that?
Listen, the footballers need to recover, and it's just for the recovery time for these footballers because they play like games 2 days within each other, and the players need to get in their ice baths and recover, and it's all purely for the recovery phase to go smoothly for these footballers so we could enjoy the beautiful game.
A team that definitely is going to need recovery is Argentina. As we know, Africa's pride and joy, that being Morocco. They did well in the World Cup previously, and now they're looking to really cause massive upsets at the Olympics, which they've already done.
Ito, you wouldn't believe it. For the first time in Adelani's career, he got a prediction wrong. But I've never been so delighted to get my prediction wrong.
I don't understand why you'd bet against an African team. That's where the problem starts.
It's Argentina. They have a rich Olympic heritage.
How far did Morocco go in the World Cup in Qatar?
No, listen, that doesn't matter. Argentina, 3 major trophies in a row.
That doesn't mean anything.
Cup, back-to-back Copa America titles. So I predicted that Argentina were going to actually just steamroll Morocco. But listen, I've never been so happy to get my prediction wrong. I was doing the Sipiwe Shabalala celebration, the 2010 opener celebration.
You were here.
When Morocco were absolutely shining on the day. Sofiane Rahimi was on fire on the day. And I was just so happy to see him. He's one of the overaged players, bringing his experience to the fold.
Which is exactly what we want to see. And I think this is what we've been talking leading up to the Olympics. Is the inclusion of those overaged players. Do you play them or do you just utilize them as backroom staff who are there for motivation?
Listen, I'd always told you when we spoke about this that it depends on the game, and I will bring them on at critical times of the game, because I believe that the under-23 players need the exposure, they need to shine. But now, I nearly called you yesterday to say, E2, I'm sorry. You are right. Experience does count, because, I mean, this player, Sofiane Rahimi, was so clinical in that game. He only had 2 shots on target, but those 2 shots ended up being goals. That's what you need at this level. And shout out to the Moroccan fans for invading the pitch. They didn't like what happened. 15 minutes extra time at the end of the game for what? So when the game got to the 16th minute, the fans decided they'd had enough. And they invaded the pitch. And then...
Which we don't condone that type of behavior, by the way.
We don't, yes. But I'm just saying, like, perhaps if that didn't happen, maybe that controversial moment would have been overlooked. So, you know, it's funny that semi-automated offside technology is being used. And I felt like VAR should have known immediately that that goal by Argentina was offside. It took 2 hours for them to make that decision. And did you see Messi's tweet after the game?
What did he say?
He said, "Insolito," which means unusual. We saw an unusual piece of history yesterday, and shout out to Morocco for winning 2-1.
Well, we don't call them our pride and joy for nothing. They are the Atlas Lions, and let me tell you, they're hoping to roar and dominate out in Paris. It may not be their backyard, but look at where they are. They feel at home because Europe is closer to North Africa.